Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Sunday afternoon here inside the studio. We've been on this little quarterback film study journey, right? It's August 23rd as of this recording and release of this video. Been releasing a quarterback study a day every single day during the month of August. And I've been waiting on this one. I've been waiting on an Alabama decision at the quarterback position. I think we all kind of felt like it was going to ultimately be Keelon Russell. And yesterday afternoon, we got the announcement, right? Came to you with breaking news reactions yesterday on the channel. If you haven't watched that, feel free to do so. But this is what we do best, right? Get in front of that board and break down this tape. Super excited to do this with you guys today. And we buried the lead, it felt like, right? Like we knocked out all the big fan bases and the big boy quarterbacks that we had available that we knew that were returning starters. Was just itching to get into this one because this is one of the more talented and promising prospects we have at the position. Former 5-star in the form of Keelon Russell. Super excited to do this today. If you are new to the network, I am Brooks Austin, more commonly known as the Film Guy around here. We do have a couple of rules. If you learn anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. And I guarantee we're going to check this last one. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Hey, let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Kirby, there's so much promise with this prospect in Keelon Russell. By the way, it is Keelon, not Keelon. All right, I found that out yesterday. Shout out to my man over there, AL.com, and the Alabama roster. Like, you can look at it, and it says it right there for you from a pronunciation standpoint. I think the fan base would have rioted if this wasn't the ultimate decision at the quarterback position because he is immensely talented. Now, we only have about 15, 16, 17, I don't even know how many college snaps to actually evaluate of this young man. So we are at the back end of this going to cut up some, I already cut up some high school tape that I want to watch from his senior season at Duncanville. This kid is an immense thrower of the football. Super excited to do this with you guys today. Can't remember who this is. Oh, this is Eastern Illinois that they're playing right about here. And then we're going to watch them towards the end of last year against another tomato can that they handled well enough to get not only Austin Mack snaps, but as well Keelon Russell snaps. All right, let's get into this right here. First and foremost, I believe we got a play out or a rollout to his right. Condense the formation, get him set up just a tad bit, and then roll him to his right. Super athletic football player. There's no doubt about this. My question to you, Kirby, is do we like this high corner right here from this wide receiver? Do we like this? Is there space here? Do we feel like he can rip that football?
Yes, but he's also the deep third corner is also dropping a bit.
That's a great answer right there, Kirby. And you're going to see, I was trying to lead the witness here a little bit because we're going to see the quarterback's eyes here in just a second from the tight as well. We always like to make sure, hey, are our eyes and our feet right at the quarterback position? Are we looking at the right thing to make the right decision? And you'll see he is when we start to roll to our right. Our eyes are locked on that corner. We see hips from the corner bailed towards that high corner route from the wide receiver. We know we have to click off of that and go make a play with our legs. And that's exactly what he does right here on this clip. There's the rollout. And there are those eyes right there on that corner, right? He is definitely running towards that high corner. We don't want to put the ball at risk on first down, our first snap of the football game. Let's go make something shake with our legs. And he does exactly that. Runs out of bounds for about 8 yards. Most Alabama fans will know this, okay? For those of you who aren't keyed into recruiting, Keelon Russell was on the 4x100 state championship track team out there at Duncanville High School, the highest classification of Texas, a.k.a. Duke can roll. All right, Duke can absolutely run. There's no doubt about that. All right, take a look at another 1st and 10 right here. Okay, and some of this stuff I'm going to show you today, all right, isn't like the highest level of quarterback play, all right, because they're in mop-up duty. They're giving them the basics from a schematical standpoint. But this clip right here shows you that life in the zip of the football, exactly what we want to see, what we know about this football player. Wait till you see this from the tight, Kirby. No wasted movements in these mechanics. We are back to lat pull and out really, really quickly. Watch this ball jump out of his fingertips. All all right, spit outside the numbers from the right hash to the outside the numbers. That's as far as the underneath throw as we can make, and he makes that thing look effortless, okay? He doesn't lean on it too hard, all right? He's got natural ability with the ball at his fingertips as a pure thrower, all right? That ball jumps. There's no doubt about that. Everybody who has watched this kid up until this point knows that about him. Everything else is about, hey, can we continue to do this right here? Can we stack plays? Alabama fans will remember Kalen DeBoer saying that a lot last year, feeling like, Ty Simpson did a great job of, quote unquote, stacking plays. Well, this is what we're talking about right here, okay? I like this right now on 2nd and 5 down here, or 2nd and 8 down here on the bottom, all right, to this flat wide receiver. We got plenty of room. He's on his heels, right? Corner's on his heels, driving with the number 1 wide receiver. Hey, go ahead and spit that thing out right now, and let's live into maybe a 3rd and 2, or best case scenario, 5 will get you 10. We say that all the time on this network, right? A 5-yard throw might get you a 10-yard reception or a 10-yard play, because we do like to account for yards after the catch, right? Here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to turn down profit right here to put ourselves at risk as a ball carrier, and that's exactly what we do, okay? This is something he is going to have to learn to continue to eliminate from his game. Watch it from the tight. We call these exposures to contact, all right? Especially now that we are the starting quarterback for the University of Alabama. It's not about making the play every time, all right? We have to continue to stack plays and live to fight another down on the football field. We don't ever want to be in these types of positions and put ourselves at exposure to contacts quite like this, all right? Now, I would assume through the offseason, Kirby, we put on another 5 or 10 pounds, all right? But we are still a very linear athlete, all right? We're not the super thickest football player that we're going to watch on this network. You got something?
How much of this is I'm the backup and I'm
trying to make plays, right? It is there. I'm with you, all right? But throughout this film study, you'll see a willingness to put ourselves in exposures like this. We don't need to be doing this, period, right? Even as a third stringer in this situation, we're a third stringer with NFL aspirations, right? We're a third stringer that knows we're going to be playing this game for a very, very long time. Let's go ahead and slide and get ourselves down, all right? We need to coach this up no matter what. I love that you are competitive. I love that you want to make the best play you possibly can, but sometimes making the best play is living to play the next play, all right? So these exposures to contact, we definitely need to eliminate from our game. Now, especially that we are the starter, right, Kirby? I understand the willingness to compete as a third stringer, but hey, we're the guy now. Let's stay on the field at a really, really high rate, okay? Also love this, right? We feel that nickel pressure, that safety plug-in right here. You're going to see this guy fire at the snap. He feels like, hey, I got this seam right now. Condense the drop a little bit. Let's go ahead and rip this football. Now, I ain't going to say much about whoever this wide receiver is. I'm not trying to demean this football player, okay? But this year, that's probably going to be Sadarian Morgan. That's probably going to be Latsir Brooks. That's probably going to be somebody that's not wearing 25 or whatever the hell this kid's wearing, okay? So probably not going to be the third string slot receiver. We're probably going to have somebody that alerts to that, gets their head around a lot quicker, all right? And this attempt to rip this ball up the seam is probably going to be a tad bit more successful. I like the initial plans right here from the Q. Hey, understanding what the defense is doing to us right now, right? Understanding what the defense is doing to us and where that's ultimately going to make them vulnerable right there in the seam. We have that football. Corner does a great job, converting and squeezing too, all right? Because he's got to push vertical with number 1 who sits down in the flat right here. Corner doing a great job making that ball or that throw as tough as we possibly can, but I highly doubt we have a future car insurance salesman running that route for us this year when we're running with the ones. Again, no offense to number 23. Don't mean to demean you if your mom was watching today, all right? 3rd and 6 right here. Let's take a look at what we got. A little check with me to the sideline. Coach gives us the go. We like the play call. All right. Oh, I like this profit right here. Let's see if he takes it right now, John or Christian. He does. I'm normally used to stretch over here with me. All right. Little subtle nuances here in the pocket too, okay? We fade a little bit to our left, and I think what this does, all right, not only gets us away from the pressure that they're bringing from number 1, that Mike linebacker standing over the nose. He's coming off the backside here through backside A gap. Oh, he actually switches with the nose tackle, all right? But pressure's coming right there. We fade a little bit over it, but I also think us fading to our left right here, Christian, alleviates the pressure shown up from this nickel. If we throw that football from the pocket, we got to throw over that guy as opposed to over his left shoulder. We get to number 14. I think that's Pritchard right there. All right, we pick up another first down right here on a 3rd and 6. Now, that's all we got from that football game. Let's take a look at the end of the season and see how we progressed even within the season as a true freshman. Ladies and gentlemen, today's show is brought to you by our new presenting sponsor over at Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Rivalries, trash talk, and bragging rights are all a part of the game of college football that we all love so much. But there's one thing college football fans can all agree on. Hard Rock Bet is easy, safe, and trusted with thousands of 5-star reviews. You can back your favorite football team all season long from the couch, hanging out at the tailgate, or even inside the stadium, especially for our friends down there in the state of Florida. Hard Rock Bet knows college football in Florida. They're Florida's only legal betting app on college football. But you don't have to live in the state of Florida to join the party Hard Rock Bet's got going on. They're also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, Colorado, and Michigan, with more states on the way. So if you don't have the Hard Rock Bet app yet, head over to hardrock.bet/filmguy. That's hardrock.bet/filmguy. Get the party started on Hard Rock Bet today. Must be 21 or older. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Please gamble responsibly. All right, here we are against ULM Monroe later on in the season, right? Had him against Eastern Illinois earlier in the year. Then back into the schedule. We get that November cupcake that Big Ten fans hate. Guess what? Bama gets another one this year. UTC at the end of the season slated that one in right before they play Auburn, I believe. All right, so whoever the backup is this year probably going to get some opportunity and some burn later on in the year. Here's what I'm talking about with these exposures to contact, though, okay? That's a big hit that we're sustaining right here as a true freshman. And I want you to help me out here, Christian, as I always get my producers to do. I always like to know if I'm asking too much. What do we see from the Reed man right here?
Reed man, he's staying.
He's surf techniquing, right?
Yep.
He's got flat feet. He's got square shoulders. That's a give read, right? That's a give read, okay? Well, what happens if we give that football? Hey, we got a crease on the front side over here in B gap. All right, we're inserting on the front side nickel right here. We're going to be one-on-one with the safety, having to run the angle against the grain right now. Give that football, big dog. Give that football. Trust your teammates. We just took a touchdown out of the belly of AK Deer. We can't be doing that. All to do what? All to expose ourselves to another piece of contact over here on the other end. Again, I think it's a lot what you alluded to just watching that Eastern Illinois tape. Hey, we're the third stringer. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little excited to get in there in front of the home crowd. I'm trying to go make a damn play. Hey, let your teammates make play, all right? Let your teammate make a play every once in a while. Again, let's go back and look at that from the tight, all right? That is the read technique, or that is the read player right there on your screen with square shoulders and what we call surf technique. Why do we call that? Well, it looked like the dude standing on a surfboard, don't he? Right? Looks like he's standing on a surfboard. That is a give read right there for the quarterback. Give the football. Let's go. All right? If that dude can play surf technique and run down our running back, guess what we got to do? We got to find a new running back. All right? And he ain't going to run down AK Deer. All right? So let's give that football. Let's not expose ourselves over here on the sideline again to another big piece of contact, Petey. 2nd down and 9. Every time I see 2nd down and 9, I think of Brent Musburger. 2nd down and 9. You know? All right, here we go. That was an Alabama game, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I think he had to apologize for talking about A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, wasn't
the
it?
Natty.
Yeah, in the Natty.
Against Notre Dame.
Yep. All right, so this is a freshman moment that I think we clean up by redshirt freshman year, okay? Hey, this is a timing route right here. We're running a little stick route from the tight end right here, okay? And because we hold this an extra hitch, it makes that throw a little bit harder, all right? Instead of trusting the concepts, trusting the spacing, right? See hard bail from this top side corner. We've got room over here. We got grass. Throw that thing with good timing and anticipation. Don't wait to see it open. If we wait to see something open, it's going to close by the time the ball arrives there, okay? Especially in college football. You see that extra hitch right there in the pocket, Kirby? 1, 2, 3, couple hitches right there. And now guess what? Linebacker has an opportunity to undercut that football. We got to throw it a little bit high. It ends up getting tipped and incompleted. And we take a piece of contact back there in the pocket, okay? So again, watch this from the tight. You can really see it. Let's trust it, man. Let's trust it. And again, these are reps that we're going to get and grow from as we get into our second year of college football. I expect this ball to come out right now. No hitches before the break, right? Throw it with anticipation. Know that we got it and get that ball completed. Now we're into a 3rd and 9 because we missed the 2nd and 9 opportunity instead of being in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, having the full playbook to our disposal down here in the red area. Now this is the play that everybody loves because You see the playmaking ability from the young football player, right? And this is something you're going to see when we start looking at this high school tape. Here's something that I love about this young football player. There is never a propensity to run backwards. I love the fact that he steps up in the smoke. Every single time he's climbing pockets. You're really going to see this in his high school tape. And if you're doing that in high school, that is you, right? You're the greatest athlete on the field in high school and you're allowed to spin out of pockets in high school. Well, nobody does that in college. No one really does that in pro ball. All right, it's bad habits that are created in high school football, I think, when these quarterbacks know that they can get away with this stuff. I love that he has a natural propensity to climb pockets. I love that about him. He's brave and steps up in the smoke. That's a good habit to create, right? We're getting pressure off this speed edge over here off our right side. We step up in the pocket. Now, we're going to talk about some negatives here in just a second because I think we had our primary read in the progression, but you see the playmaking ability, keeping our eyes downfield, understanding where our hots are, understanding where our answers are within the offensive concepts. Cole Adams settling down. Good job right there, 7. Don't continue to run where that corner can play 2. We don't want him to be able to play 2. Settle where you're at. Settle in that grass. Let the quarterback find you. That's ultimately what he does. All right, but here's the quote-unquote problem. What's the offensive coordinator's job, Kirby?
Create plays.
Create plays, but here in the passing concepts, it's on the board over here. The OC's job is to get the number one read in the progression open.
Yep.
The number one read in the progression to get him open. Ryan Grubb and Keelon DeBoer do a tremendous job of that. All right, the quarterback's job is to make plays after that. But let's look at the number one read in progression. We got switch verts down here in a condensed formation between Cole Adams and the tight end. There's the switch verts. There we see number 14 running right down the seam. Yep. All right, that ball is open. All right, let's rip that. That's college open right there. If not, that's certainly college open right there with the secondary seam. All right, so we're reading that tight end. All right, Bender, number 2 wide receiver seam, number 3 Cole Adams spit the ball out into the flat number 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we were open within the progression right there in the initial windows. I love that we have that natural elite throwing motion though. Put us back into elite throwing motion right here. It gets in and out really quickly. All right, it's almost, I think Landon Tingwell compared it to like an Aaron Rodgers-esque release. I agree with this, all right? I think this guy's got one of these very special arm actions, if you will. We're in and out of the zone really quickly. At one point here, we get a high corner that is one of the best footballs we'll see a young football player throw on this channel. All right, here's something I want to see eliminated in year 2 of our college career. Hey, we can throw this football from a steady pocket without having to do this extra. All right, watch him right here, okay? He has the ability. You're a little rusty on film study, aren't you?
What? What's going on?
No, I'm just messing with you. All right, switch the cameras angle over like that right here. Anyways, hey, we're floating left in this pocket. We don't need to. Throw this thing from a clean pocket right now. Keep our feet set and rip this football instead of running, all right, and throwing this ball on the run. We get it completed. That's all fine and dandy, all right, but we can complete it from right here. All right, hey, your feet are there, your eyes are there. Just rip the damn thing. Trust it. Instead, we get on the move a little bit and we throw this a little, on the run when we don't necessarily have to. Okay, this stuff will get cleaned up in our second year within the system and in our second year of playing college football. I have no doubt about that. Rip it right now. Hey, he's settled down. He's looking at you. Let's rip that thing. Instead, all right, hey, that's great. We're a natural athlete. We're a natural thrower of the football. That's all fine and dandy. But we're hunting for perfection, right? We're hunting for perfection. I think this is the high corner. Got a little can call right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, there's number 23 showing up. I was doubting my man in that first game clip right here, and then we rip one and put it on his face right here for a touchdown. Watch this from the tight. This ball is absolutely zipped on. Downset hut. Oh, yeah. All right, here's the deal. Y'all see this? We call that can on this channel. I think everybody else calls that in the football world, can. What that's telling us is they have given this young man 2 plays. All right, in the huddle, when they called it, we have 2 plays called. If we like the first play, we're going to let everybody know we like the first play. We're going to can, meaning we can run the first play that we got called. All right, so the whole offense knows we're green light go on the first initial play call right here. We don't have to adjust. We don't have to do anything. 3 steps, 1 hitch, ball out. That is a rip, sir. That is a rip. Love watching young quarterbacks where we watch them and we're like, hey, nothing really to clean up from the throwing mechanics standpoint. And there is nothing to clean up on this dude from a throwing mechanics standpoint. There's no doubt about that. My bad, 23. Didn't mean to doubt your game, my boy. Here he comes again in orbit motion. Oh, I left this one on here for you Alabama fans that are excited to watch AK Deer. Yeah, he can go. He can go. I think that's the last clip we have on this film study of their actual college tape that we need to evaluate. Yep, last one we got. All right, now we got to watch the fun stuff. We got to watch the high school tape. This is some of the best throws that we're going to watch from a high school football player on this channel we watched in a long time. All right. Now, I can't remember the quarterback's coach's name, but yesterday he was asked, like, things about Keelon Russell, or Keelon Russell, excuse me.
There you go.
There we go. I got it. Was asked about Keelon Russell, like, hey, why'd y'all ultimately go with this guy? And I think one of the highlight quotes from the quarterback coach was something along the lines of, when we put the ball in that kid's hands, good shit happens. All right. And this is what he's alluding to, right? We all know that Alabama last year was not perfect in the offensive line world, right? Raise your hand if you know that. Okay. We all know that. That is a fact. Okay. Raise your hand if you also know that just because we changed the offensive line coach, got 4 or 5 new bodies in there, that we're not automatically going to assume that things are going to be perfect. Yep. That's me. Okay. We can't assume that we fixed all of our problems. What we can do to alleviate some of those problems that we assume will arrive, all right, and arise, is put a guy back there that can take care of a lot of that stuff. You go to Duncanville High School and you expect, okay, well, every pocket's going to be clean, right? No, wrong. A lot of this stuff that we're going to watch today from his high school stuff is dirty pockets, right? Centers and guards and tackles getting beat, people getting put in our lap, and we got to go make something happen. And you're going to see that right here against DeSoto. The other thing I love about watching Texas high school football, ain't a lot of Timmys and Tylers playing out here. A lot of Division I football players that they're playing against. DeSoto, a known, really, really solid high school football program. Here we go. Boom, getting beat hard off our left edge right there. Speed rush, absolutely whipping the tackle's butt on that left side. What are we going to do? Start floating, get outside. Not only that, we're going to beat the green dogger, get flat, keep our eyes downfield, and flick an absolute dot to the back corner of the end zone. I tweeted this one out. That's what good looks like, right? When things go wrong, we make it right, all right? That is exactly what this quarterback can do. Not only to mention, like, hey, we're probably going to be involved a little bit higher at a higher rate than Austin Mack would have been in the design quarterback run game, RPO game, stuff like that, okay? Certainly an elite athlete. We know that. Today we're here to watch the elite throwing capabilities. Make a miss, keep our eyes downfield, throw a dot. See what I'm talking about with the willingness to step up. All right, a lot of kids, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of kids in high school football are going to do this one right here. Just spin right out the back of the pocket and try to outrun rush. No, we cannot develop those bad habits. We have got to be willing to make guys miss, get north in pockets, okay? I think the best in the world to play football ever when it comes to pocket manipulation is what I would call that, is Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady is the greatest pocket athlete we've ever seen, all right, because he'll make one little subtle move, get north, keep eyes downfield, find the threat, right? Wide receivers with the football are always going to be a little bit more dynamic than we are with the football. Let me get rid of this nonsense up here in the top right corner. My bad, guys. Great ball right down there. I think that's Dakarian Moore, the Oregon wide receiver that he's playing with right there, Christian. Checks out. Oh, yes, sir. Can we throw with bodies hanging on us, right? Again, it wasn't always clean back there at Duncanville. Wasn't always clean. We're getting hit as we throw right here. Watch this dot that we drop out here. Boom, right over the left shoulder. Elite football right there to another wide receiver who, again, is not butt naked back there. We had to make a pretty damn good throw with pressure in our face, which is exactly what we did. All right, left that one on there on accident. Rolling left, keeping the shoulder square, ripping an absolute beam to the comeback route out there on the sideline. Hard to tell. All right, because we're watching high school tape, we don't get the end zone cut. But when we let this football go while rolling full speed to our left, we have a pause test around here, right? We like to pause the film when the ball gets released. And what we don't want to see is this right here. What we do want to see is good, flat shoulders. We love rotational throwers around here, guys that rotate around their spine. All right, they don't bend it. They don't snap onto that left side. They're nice and whippy through the zone and keep shoulders square. What we can see right now is that right shoulder being on plane with that left shoulder, okay? That is an elite thrower of the football at all times, even on the run, moving towards our left. That's a great ball. And when we miss, all right, when we miss on the sideline, we want to miss where our guy can only catch it, nobody else, all right? It's on the board too, us or nobody. All right, if we're going to miss, let's make sure it's either us or nobody at all. That's a great football. Yes, sir. Step up in the pocket, get flat, keep the eyes down the field. That's it, right? That is it. I love it. There's a lot of people that are going to watch this today like, oh, he's watching high school tape. Yeah, we're watching high school tape, but we're showing you traits and habits that will translate to college football. All right, what I don't want to see is Jackson Arnold-esque high school tape. We don't watch that stuff. We don't love watching that stuff. Oh, first reading, the progression's not open. Watch me run around with a chicken with my head cut off. That's not elite football that's going to translate. This is, all right, guys getting beat up front, step up, get vertical in the pocket, then get flat and rip a dart to your crosser right there in front of your face. We love that. Yeah, I left this on here because you can see the mechanics and the efficiency of the stroke, right? Hey, we're going to be great in the RPO game. We're going to be really, really good in the RPO game, however much they choose to actually implement that. Keelon DeBoer and Ryan Grubb, not super RPO heavy, all right? But I think with this guy's ability to get the ball in and out of the zone really quickly, it might be something that they accentuate into their offensive schemes, okay? Oh, my Lord. We're getting absolutely blown up back there in the back. Ugh. I mean, that's a penalty. That's hands to the face. All right, thrown pretty early right here down to the corner as well. We love that.
That's good anticipation.
Yes, it is. That is really good anticipation of the route. That ball's already out right now. Wide receiver just now turning his head around, and we had to throw it with that much anticipation just to get the damn ball off. What's up?
I was going to say that's probably why it came out so soon.
Yeah, probably why it came out so soon. We felt pressure, right? He's got good situational awareness, right? Get flat, get flat. Oh, my. You see that?
That's the old Mahomes Super
Yes,
Bowl
it is.
throw.
That is the old Mahomes throw right there. That's why I left it on the clip. It shows you, man, we have elite arm talent. I wish we could have gotten that one from the tight. That's a great football. Ooh. Yeah, man, it wasn't always perfect back there at Duncanville, was it?
No.
All right, here you see the athleticism. Are we going to defy that angle?
I would imagine so. If it's on the highlight tape.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
He shouldn't have, though.
He shouldn't have.
Good Lord.
Yeah, we got go-go juice, boys. But this is always a last resort for this football player, and that's what I love most about it, right? We're not predestined to do this stuff, right? This is the last exit strategy plan for us as an athlete. We want to throw the ball first. Always eyes downfield with this kid. But when we need to, we got go-go juice in the cleats. There's no doubt about that. Ball on the right hash, throwing a comeback outside the numbers. What does the offensive coordinator know that we have? An absolute massive arm. That's what he knows, all right? Even in high school. We always say on this network, what your coordinator asks you to do gives us a great indication of what he believes you are, right? So if we're putting throws like this into the game plan, we know you got a 1%er. We know you got one of them big old chooches on that shoulder, and that's exactly what he's got. Step up, eyes downfield, good rip. Step up, eyes downfield, good rip. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love to see good habits being formed in a high school quarterback because it can be so easy. Oh, my. Oh, my, this next one. It's another reason why I think he's going to be, we don't want to be RPO heavy, especially with this pro-style offense that they run. They have tremendous passing concepts at Alabama. We've talked about how much we have an affinity on this channel for Ryan Grubb and Keelon DeBoer's offensive systems. But the ability to have the arm talent, to find juice in different slots, right? To be able to throw with pressure in our face. It's going to make red zone offense a lot easier for you guys, okay? We're threatening a lot, putting guys that we trust on, forgot I was on a touch screen, in one-on-one situations outside the numbers in the red area, right? That's with two in our face, not just the one free defender right there. Great hands catch right there by the receiver, catching that one away from his body. I replay this one, don't worry. We're going to get this one from the top. What a ball. What a willingness to step up inside that pocket. Here it is, same clip right here. Again, wasn't always perfect in these Duncanville pockets. 2 hands on the ball as we rip over right there, strong enough to stay upright right there through that contact. Keep our eyes downfield, take another shot as it's delivered, and boom. Now, again, quote unquote, good has happened because of the elite talent at the quarterback position. That was one of my first indications that this was probably going to be the guy, Kirby, when Ryan Williams after the spring game was like, it's like he's Superman back there. And he makes plays when plays aren't even allowed to be made. It feels like it should be shut off and cut down, and just boom, a massive play happens. This is what this kid can provide you, okay? Love this too. All right, we're running the rail with the running back right here, okay? We're going to run him right up the seam right here against this too-high structure that this defense is playing. All right, and we know it's going to be a winner. We called it to be a winner, right? We have the bender to occupy this safety's eyes, all right? And we know we got grass that we're going to run to. But this is a little bit of what we call a ball holder. All right, we're going to have to hold this ball a little bit longer than we normally are because we're releasing a vertical from 5 yards depth into the backfield, okay? So it's going to take a little while. We got to be willing to hold the football, and that's exactly what he is. He's willing to hold the football, got enough arm talent to throw through that contact that we have from that defensive lineman as well, and it creates a touchdown for number 2 right here, our running back on the rail. Woo-hoo. Yes, sir. Now, this is against St. Francis, Kirby. So one of these edge rushers, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, is Zion Ely, the number 1 pass rusher in America in this class. And we just rip right through, his sack attempt right here. Or that's actually the defensive lineman that gets us. Step up, stay with our eyes downfield, and throw the high post right there. That ball's supposed to be shut off, meaning like that post route is supposed to be dead. I love football. Just run that thing because we're running it, not if we have one of these elite arm talents. I think got one more clip here. Same thing. Keep those eyes downfield and just pitch it out. Again, the running of this kid is our last resort. That's why I left that one on the clip. What'd you have at the end of that?
You see the helmet fly off?
Oh, no, they be hitting. Yeah. They be hitting. If St. Francis is going to do anything, they're going to lay a lick. Hey, what do you think?
I like it. He's very fundamentally sound. As a Georgia fan, don't love it, but he's definitely the right decision, I feel like.
Yeah, no doubt. Hope you Alabama fans enjoyed it. I know you've been waiting on it. Hit that thumbs up, share it with a friend, all that good stuff. Love you. We'll see you next time.